Hi everyone, welcome back. We are here with another fun-filled day of science, and I'm so excited to be here with you. Yesterday I told you about what force was, right? It's any pressure you put on an object, right? It's any action you put on something that makes it change. Okay, so the pressure of me pushing down on this hand sanitizer pump is force. Me making something move is force. Opening some medicine, opening the lid to the medicine, pushing down on this, twisting the cap, flipping open this vitamin lid. That is, all of those are examples of force. I asked you also to think about how we used force in our ship experiments, our capacity experiments. First, I asked you to think about our experiment with the pennies and how those were showing examples of force. What did we have to pay attention to throughout that experiment? Thinking back to that experiment with the pennies, what examples of force were exerted, were shown? How did they impact the experiment? When we were putting the pennies in the cup, what did we have to pay attention to? We had to pay attention to where we set them, right? So if this is the bottom of the cup, we had to make sure they weren't all stacked in one space. We had to make sure that they were spread out, because the pressure, the force on one side of the cup, if all of the pennies were there, would cause the one part of the cup to go down to the water level, and the water would spill over and sink the ship. The pennies themselves were a force acting on the cup, lowering it into the water. We also had to pay attention to how we put the pennies in the cup, right? We had to make sure we weren't throwing them in there. If you were throwing them in there, that would be additional force added to the cup, helping to put more pressure on it, helping it to sink faster. That's also something we had to think about. How else were we cautious about this experiment? What else did we have to pay attention to? Think about that today. Think of some other examples of force in the experiment with the pennies and share them with me in our discussion post today. Okay? I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.